Bray Wyatt.
Windham Lawrence Rotunda is an American professional wrestler. He is currently signed to WWE, where he performs under the ring name Bray Wyatt and is the leader of the Wyatt Family. He previously wrestled for WWE as Husky Harris, most notably as a member of the Nexus. Alongside his younger brother Taylor Rotunda, he has held the Florida Tag Team Championship twice.
Professional wrestling career. World Wrestling Entertainment. Florida Championship Wrestling 2009-2010.
Rotunda debuted in Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW, in April 2009 with a victory, using the name Alex Rotundu. He later changed his name to Duke Rotundu. In June 2009, Rotundu began teaming with his brother, Bo. At the FCW television tapings on July 23, the Rotundu brothers defeated the Dude Busters, Kale Nicroft and Trent Barretta, to become the #1 contenders to the Florida Tag Team Championship. That same night, they defeated Justin Angel and Chris Logan for the Florida Tag Team Championship. They went on to successfully defend the championship against Dylan Klein and Vance Archer and the team of Kurt Hawkins and Heath Slater. At the FCW television tapings on November 19, the Rotundus lost the championship to the Dude Busters.
NXT in the Nexus 2010-2011.
On June 1, 2010, Rotunda was announced as a competitor in the second season of WWE NXT under the name Husky Harris, with Cody Rhodes as his mentor. Harris made his debut on the June 8 episode of NXT, competing in a tag team match with Rhodes against Montel Vontavious Porter and Percy Watson, which they lost. After a rocky start with his pro Cody Rhodes, Harris turned heel on the June 22 episode of NXT by attacking announcer Matt Striker, just as Rhodes had done the previous week. The following week, Harris lost to MVP in a singles match, and was ranked 7th out of the 8 rookies in the first poll. In the second poll, Harris moved up to 6th place, narrowly avoiding elimination. On August 9 the rookies appeared in a 6-man tag team match on Raw, which Harris' team won when he pinned Cable, but his team lost a rematch the following night on NXT. In the poll later that night, Harris climbed to 4th place out of the 6 rookies. Harris was one of 2 rookies eliminated from NXT on August 17. Following his elimination, Harris and Rhodes attacked Cable, resulting in a brawl also involving MVP and Kofi Kingston. Harris reappeared in the season finale of NXT with the other eliminated rookies and joined in on the attack on the NXT winner, Cable. While on NXT, Rotunda continued wrestling in FCW while retaining the Husky Harris ring name. In September 2010, following his elimination from NXT, Harris began a feud in FCW with Percy Watson when he attacked Watson while teaming with him in a tag team match, which led to Watson being pinned for the loss. When Harris and Watson faced off in a match, they were both counted out as they brawled out of the arena. The next week, Watson defeated Harris in a no disqualification match. The feud ended in October with Harris defeating Watson in a lumberjack match. At the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in October, a disguised Harris and Michael McGillicuddy interfered in a match between John Cena and Wade Barrett, and helped Barrett win, forcing Cena to join Barrett's faction the Nexus per the pre-match stipulation. Harris and McGillicuddy's identities were revealed on the following day's episode of Raw, though Barrett claimed he had not asked for their help and refused to make them full-time members of the Nexus. The following week, Harris and McGillicuddy cost Cena a match against The Miz, prompting Barrett to give them the opportunity to win membership in the Nexus. On the October 18 episode of Raw, Harris and McGillicuddy failed to earn a place in the Nexus when they lost to Cena and Randy Orton in a tag team match. In spite of their loss, Harris and McGillicuddy were inducted into the Nexus on Raw the following week. In January 2011, CM Punk took over the Nexus and had each of its members put through an initiation. Harris passed his initiation, a lashing from the rest of the group, and was allowed to remain a member of the new Nexus, alongside Punk, McGillicuddy and David Otunga. 3 weeks later, On the January 31 episode of Raw, Harris and McGillicuddy unsuccessfully challenged Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov for the WWE Tag Team Championship. After the match, Orton attacked them as revenge for costing him the WWE Championship, and punted Harris in the head, which was used to write Harris off television indefinitely.
Return to FCW 2011 to 2012.
Following the punt by Orton on Raw, Rotunda returned to FCW and debuted a new character in March 2011, that of the hockey mask-wearing Axel Mulligan, but the character never made it to FCW TV, and Rotunda continued to play the Husky Harris character on FCW TV. In August 2011, Harris became embroiled in his brother Bo's, the FCW Florida Heavyweight Champion, feud with Lucky Cannon and Damian Sandow. The brothers later teamed up to defeat Cannon and Sandow in a tag match. Later, Harris voiced his displeasure of Bo's relationship with Xana, and when Bo suffered an injury, his title was vacated and a tournament set up to determine the new champion. Harris defeated Big E Langston to make it to the final, a fatal four-way match against Dean Ambrose, Leo Kruger and Damian Sandow. During the match, won by Kruger, Harris was superkicked by Richie Steamboat at ringside, who was aiming for Ambrose. The next week, a scheming Xana managed to get Steamboat to attack Harris again. Harris also won a triple threat match against Ambrose and Sandow to earn a match for the championship against Kruger, which Harris lost when he was distracted with Steamboat's interference. As a result, Harris and Steamboat began feuding, with their first match ending in a no contest. Kruger later defeated the pair in a triple threat match to retain his heavyweight title, and the following week, Harris defeated Steamboat in a no-holds-barred match. After the pair continued to frequently attack each other, they were suspended for 30 days. Upon their return, Harris defeated Steamboat in a bull rope match to end their feud. On February 2, 2012, Harris and Bo defeated Brad Maddox and Eli Cottonwood to win the vacant Florida Tag Team Championship for the second time. The brothers successfully defended their titles against Antonio Cesaro and Alexander Rusev, but lost their titles to Corey Graves and Jake Carter on March 15.
The Wyatt Family 2013 present.
In April 2012, Rotunda debuted a new character, Bray Wyatt, who initially associated himself with Eli Cottonwood while in FCW. When WWE rebranded FCW into NXT Wrestling, Wyatt debuted on the fourth episode of the rebooted WWE NXT, taped at Full Sail University, where he defeated Aiden English in a singles match. Wyatt is portrayed as an evil cult leader who believes himself to be more monster than human. The character drew comparisons to Max Cady of the 1991 film Cape Fear and Waylon Mercy. In July, Wyatt suffered a torn pectoral muscle and required surgery. Despite the injury, Wyatt continued to appear on NXT by founding a faction known as the Wyatt Family in November, with Luke Harper as his first son, and Eric Rowan as his second. Wyatt had his first match back from injury on the February 21, 2013 episode of NXT, defeating Yoshitatsu. Wyatt suffered his first loss on the March 13 episode of NXT, when he was defeated by Bo Dallas. On the May 2 episode of NXT, Wyatt was defeated by six-time world champion Chris Jericho. On the May 8 episode of NXT, Harper and Rowan defeated Adrian Neville and Bo Dallas to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Wyatt family went on to feud with Corey Graves and Cassius Ohno, with Wyatt defeating Graves on the May 22 episode of NXT. The following week, Wyatt eliminated both Graves and Ohno during an 18-man battle royal to determine the number one contender to the NXT Championship, although he was later eliminated by Neville. On the June 19 NXT, the Wyatt family defeated the team of Graves, Neville and Ohno. On the July 10 episode of NXT, Wyatt pinned William Regal when the Wyatt family faced Graves, Neville and Regal in a six-man tag match. On the July 17 NXT, taped on June 20, Harper and Rowan lost the NXT Tag Team Championship to Neville and Graves. From the May 27 episode of Raw, WWE aired vignettes promoting the upcoming debut of the Wyatt family. The vignettes showed the Wyatt family's backwards origins and Rowan wearing a lamb mask. On the July 8 episode of Raw, the Wyatt family made their debut by assaulting Kane. The Wyatt family continued their attacks on wrestlers like R-Truth, Justin Gabriel, Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, and Jinder Mahal while sending cryptic messages to Kane asking him to follow the Buzzards. Following another assault, Kane challenged Wyatt to a Ring of Fire match at SummerSlam, which he accepted. On August 18 at the pay-per-view, Wyatt defeated Kane in the Ring of Fire match, following interference from Harper and Rowan. After the match, Harper and Rowan again attacked Kane and ended the segment by carrying him away. Wyatt's next target was Kofi Kingston, who he defeated at WWE Battleground. The Wyatt family's next feud began when they attacked Daniel Bryan and CM Punk in late October, leading to Bryan and Punk defeating Harper and Rowan at Survivor Series. The Wyatt family continued their feud with Bryan as Wyatt attempted to recruit Bryan, and the trio defeated Bryan in a handicap match at TLC, tables, ladders and chairs. On the final Raw of 2013, Bryan defeated Harper and then Rowan in a gauntlet match so that he could face Wyatt, whereupon Harper and Rowan interfered for a disqualification and beat him down. A frustrated Bryan finally gave up and gave in to join the Wyatt family. However, after Bryan joined them, the Wyatt family could not find success. This caused Wyatt to punish Bryan, leading to Bryan attacking all the other members of the Wyatt family on the January 13 Raw to signal him breaking free of the group. At the Royal Rumble, Wyatt defeated Bryan in a singles match, and later at the event, the Wyatt family's distraction cost John Cena his WWE World Heavyweight Championship match against Randy Orton. The family then proceeded to attack Cena and left him lying in the ring. On the January 27 episode of Raw, the Wyatt family attacked Bryan, Cena, and Sheamus during an Elimination Chamber qualifying match against The Shield, thus awarding Bryan's team the disqualification win and costing The Shield a chance to enter the Elimination Chamber match. A six-man tag match was instead set up between The Shield and the Wyatt family at the event. The Wyatts won the match at Elimination Chamber, disabling Dean Ambrose in the stands and throwing Seth Rollins through the Spanish announce table before pinning Roman Reigns. They later interfered in the Elimination Chamber match, leading to John Cena's elimination. In the weeks following Elimination Chamber, Wyatt continued to torment and antagonize John Cena by saying that Cena's heroic image was nothing but a facade, to the point of interrupting his request for entry into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania XXX. Cena would then issue a challenge to Wyatt for a match at WrestleMania XXX, which was accepted. However, Cena's legacy was not dethroned as Wyatt would ultimately lose the match. Wyatt still continued to feud with John Cena after the loss, though. On the April 14 episode of Raw, Cena issued another challenge to Wyatt, for a steel cage match at Extreme Rules. Wyatt would ultimately win the match by escaping the cage after a distraction from Little Johnny, one of the choir children who featured in a segment with Wyatt on the April 28 episode of Raw.
Personal life.
Rotunda is a third-generation professional wrestler. His grandfather Black Jack Mulligan, father Mike Rotunda, and uncles Kendall and Barry Windham, after whom he was named, were all professional wrestlers. He has a younger brother, Taylor Rotunda, who is also a professional wrestler under the name Bo Dallas, and a younger sister, Mika. Rotunda attended Hernando High School, where he won a state wrestling championship at 275 pounds, 125 kilograms, in 2005. He graduated from high school in 2005. He also played football as a defensive tackle and guard. Rotunda played at the College of the Sequoias for 2 seasons, earning second-team All-American honors as a sophomore offensive guard. He earned a football scholarship to Troy University, where he played collegiate football for 2 years. He left Troy 27 credit hours before earning a bachelor's degree after deciding to become a wrestler.
In wrestling.
Finishing moves. as Bray Wyatt. Sister Abigail, swinging reverse STO, with theatrics. As Axel Mulligan. Stunner. As Husky Harris. Running Senton, swinging reverse STO, as Bray Wyatt. Sister Abigail, swinging reverse STO, with theatrics. Sister Abigail, swinging reverse STO, with theatrics, as Axel Mulligan. Stunner, as Husky Harris. Running Senton, swinging reverse STO, running Senton, swinging reverse STO, signature moves. Body avalanche, drop suplex, running body block, running crossbody, running senton, short arm clothesline, sometimes while running, urinage, body avalanche, drop suplex, running body block, running crossbody, running senton, short arm clothesline, sometimes while running, urinage. Managers: Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. Wrestlers managed: Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Daniel Wyatt. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Daniel Wyatt. Nicknames: The Army Tank with a Ferrari Engine, The Eater of Worlds, The Man of 1000 Truths. The Army Tank with a Ferrari Engine, The Eater of Worlds, The Man of 1000 Truths. Entrance themes: We Are One by 12 Stones, This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage, Here and Now or Never. Instrumental, by The Hero's Lie, Live and Fear by Mark Crozer. We Are One by 12 Stones, This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage, Here and Now or Never. Instrumental, by The Hero's Lie, Live and Fear by Mark Crozer.
Championships and accomplishments.
Florida Championship Wrestling. FCW Florida Tag Team Championship, 2 times, with Bo Rotundo. FCW Florida Tag Team Championship, 2 times, with Bo Rotundo. Pro Wrestling Illustrated. PWI Feud of the Year, 2010, The Nexus vs. WWE. PWI Most Hated Wrestler of the Year, 2010, as part of The Nexus, PWI ranked him number 115 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2013. PWI Feud of the Year, 2010, The Nexus vs. WWE. PWI Most Hated Wrestler of the Year, 2010, as part of The Nexus, PWI ranked him number 115 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2013. Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Best Gimmick, 2013, The Wyatt Family, Best Gimmick, 2013.